Uniform eating is the easiest way to get ripped quick after 40. In this video, I'm gonna reveal this groundbreaking dieting strategy so that you can get lean fast and easily without cutting out your favorite foods, starving yourself, and being a slave to your diet plan. I'm Rio and I help busy men over 40 gain muscle and lose fat with minimalist weight training. Over the last decade, I've transformed my body from this to this. And while I'm not 40 myself, I coach men who are, and I know exactly what works for your body at this stage of life. So what is uniform eating? Well, uniform eating is a dieting strategy that revolves around limiting the variety of your diet. It essentially just means eating the same thing every single day and keeping your meals very simple. And to some of you guys, this might sound crazy, but I've been into fitness for about a decade now, and for the longest time, I struggled with being overweight. I'm not one of these fitness educators who has never struggled with being overweight, he's just naturally been in shape his entire life. Like, I know what it's like to be fat. I know what it's like to have a massive appetite, and I know what it's like to struggle with losing weight because I did for the longest time. And I'm really excited to share this uniform eating strategy with you because this is the fucking dieting strategy that has allowed me to get lean and to stay lean. Like, uniform eating truly is the key to not only effective, but also effortless dieting. It's the only dieting strategy out there that exists that allows you to have your diet plan fall into the background of your life. For you to understand why uniform eating is so powerful, we need to go back to first principles and understand what dieting and fat loss is actually about. So fat loss is all about finding the most enjoyable way to eat in a calorie deficit every single day. That is all you have to do. You just have to find the most enjoyable, most sustainable way to eat in a calorie deficit on a daily basis. Because fundamentally, for you to lose weight, you need to create an energy deficiency so that you force your body to tap into its fat stores for energy. That's it. It's very simple. And the thing is, most people know this. Most people on a fundamental level know that this is what they need to do. So the real question is, why are most people still fat? Why do most people still struggle with getting lean? Well, there are two big obstacles in the way of consistently sustaining a calorie deficit and thus getting lean. Those two obstacles are tracking and adherence. So tracking just means, are you actually hitting the calorie number that you think you're hitting? Are you actually in a calorie deficit? And so for most people, there is simply a massive discrepancy between what they're eating and what they think they're eating. Most people overdo their calories, because calorie tracking is not that easy. It is quite difficult to be very accurate with your calorie tracking. And so for most people, they think they're in a deficit. You know, most people, like, if they need to hit 2,500 calories per day, are not fucking hitting 2,500 calories per day. They're eating more like 3,000 or 3,500 calories per day. And so there's a discrepancy between what they're eating and what they think they're eating. That's why a lot of people struggle to lose weight. And the other thing is adherence. Adherence just means, can you actually stick to your diet? Can you stick to the calorie deficit? Most people follow diet plans that are way too restrictive, and they're plain wrong, and it prevents them from being able to actually stick to their diet plans and sustain the calorie deficit. So as you can see, like, if you can actually hit the calorie deficit because your tracking is accurate and you can stick to it consistently, you can adhere to it, then you're guaranteed to lose weight. And so these are the two things that stop people from losing weight. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because variety in your diet plan makes both of these things difficult. Like, this is the reason why I'm making this video about uniform eating, because uniform eating is really the key to solving both of these things, and that's why it's so fucking powerful. Uniform eating makes tracking easy and it makes adherence easy, and now I want to talk to you about why that is. By the way, guys, if you're over 40 and struggling to lose fat no matter what you do, there's a short video linked in my description below where I break down exactly how I help men over 40 lose fat, build muscle, and transform their bodies for good. If you're serious about getting into the best shape of your life and you want my help, click the link below to watch that video. Anyways, back to the video. The reason why uniform eating is so powerful from a tracking standpoint is simply because too much variety in your diet plan makes tracking your calories accurately impossible. Because if you have too many different meals and too many different ingredients in your diet plan, that's more variables that you have to track. And with more variables comes tracking inaccuracy. It's just inevitable. And the best example to give here is to picture a meal with 5 ingredients versus one with 20 ingredients. How much easier is it going to be to accurately track the calories in the meal with 5 ingredients versus the one with 20? Obviously, much easier. With more variables, with more ingredients, with more variety as a whole in your diet plan, it just becomes really difficult to accurately track your calories. And so don't get me wrong, your meals should be tasty. You should enjoy the hell out of your meals. I'm a huge advocate for enjoyment of your diet. That's the only way you can actually stick to it. But the thing is that your meals need to be simple and easy to track. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in this situation where you're like, I'm eating in a calorie deficit, like I'm tracking, but like I'm not losing weight. Like so many people are stuck in that position because they have too much variety in their diet plans and it makes their calorie tracking inaccurate. It makes it so that, they think they're hitting 2,500 calories, but they're really hitting like fucking 3,000 because there's so much shit that they didn't account for in their diet plan. The reason why uniform eating is such a game changer for adherence to your diet plan is because when you have too much variety in your diet and you have too many different meals and your meals are super complicated, requires a ton of decision fatigue and willpower because you're constantly having to think about what you're going to eat because every single day of eating is fucking different. You wake up each morning, you're like, oh, what am I gonna eat for breakfast? What am I gonna eat for lunch? What am I gonna eat for dinner? How many calories are in this meal? What are the ingredients? Oh, I gotta pull up my fitness pal every single time. It is hell on earth, man. And so a lot of people think that calorie tracking is a burden. And I remember when I first got into fitness and dieting and I found out about calorie tracking, I was like, no way in hell am I doing this. There's no way I'm gonna be this strict with my diet. I'm not gonna account for every single calorie that goes down my throat. Fuck that. And the truth is that calorie tracking is a burden, but only if you have too much variety in your diet plan. Because if you have too much variety and each meal is different, you're eating different meals every single day, that is gonna require you to be very meticulous with calorie tracking. You're gonna have to constantly pull out MyFitnessPal because you're unfamiliar with the meals. If you keep the variety of your diet if you keep it low and you just eat a handful of meals, and you stick to them and you become very familiar with them, you can take your foot off the gas pedal. And this is why uniform eating is so powerful, because it just makes life so simple and so easy because your diet falls into the background of your life. It's not taking up your 24/7 thoughts. Like you just know, okay, I'm gonna eat these meals today because I ate the same ones yesterday and I ate the same ones the day before and I'm gonna eat them tomorrow too. Like I'm at a point now where I don't even think about my diet at all because I just eat the same fucking thing every day. It's on autopilot. A lot of times I find myself making my meals like unconsciously. I only clock in after I fucking finish cooking it because it's just on autopilot for me. And I know that the meals I'm eating are gonna have me where I need to be calorie-wise. And so like this is why uniform eating is so powerful, man, and nobody talks about it. It is the best dieting strategy that you can possibly adopt. And before, you go off and think that this is like super restrictive and like, oh, I don't want to eat the same thing every day. The truth is you only eat a handful of meals anyways. If you actually, analyze your current diet in terms of the meals that you consume throughout the week, you'll realize that you only eat about 5 to 10 different meals. And so all you gotta do is, take it a little bit further, limit the variety just a little bit more, get clear on what those meals are that you naturally gravitate towards and that you enjoy, and just master those meals. Get to grips with how many calories are in those meals and fit them into your diet plan. And then just stick to them. Just stick to them. This is the best, I'm so passionate about this fucking dieting strategy because this is what has allowed me to get lean and stay lean as someone who struggles with being prone to being overweight. Like I naturally have a massive appetite. I naturally struggle with dieting and staying lean. And this is the best way to do it, man. I am telling you, and it's not restrictive at all. It's actually the most freeing thing you can do because you no longer have to think about what you're gonna eat all the time. This makes adhering to your diet plan super easy, especially when you pick meals that you actually enjoy and you just stick to them. Like I eat the same thing every day and it's not restrictive at all because I enjoy the meals that I eat. But they are also engineered to fit into my diet plan. So I just eat them every single day. I barely need to pull out MyFitnessPal. I barely need to even pull out the scale. Like I just know what these meals are. I know what they look like and I just stick to them, So you always got to remember that the more variety you have in your diet plan, the more meticulous you need to be with your calorie tracking because you're going to have to constantly pull out MyFitnessPal. You're going to constantly have to figure things out. The less variety you have and the more consistent you can stick with the same meals, the less meticulous you need to be. And this is an absolute game changer. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love this video right here where I talk about how men over 40 can get lean so fast it feels illegal.